You are watching my certified low effort content. I highly recommend watching the video that this is a partner to first, my Psychonauts Deep Dive on my main channel. Had you been a member of my Patreon, you could have watched this video ad-free 10 days ago. If this is something that interests you alongside other rewards, then I highly recommend checking out my Patreon, link in the description. Otherwise, please enjoy this video. Okay, so I don't actually think the video is mid, but let's be real, it's not the best video you've seen either. So this is a video about why it took 5 years or half a decade to make a YouTube video liberating a fever dream about Psychonauts that's just alright. So to start at the start, I first drafted up the script for this video in 2021. I was 16 when I wrote it, and I wrote this and the Celeste video around the same time, and I published the Celeste video when I was 17. By the time this video is getting published, I'm gonna be 21 or 22, depending on how I work out the dates. And the reason I wrote that script is because obviously, you know, I wanted to make YouTube videos, but I also wanted to capitalize on the increased SEO and keywords and traction of Psychonauts 2 being nominated for Game of the Year in 2021, the year that It Takes Two won. Obviously, Psychonauts 2 is not nominated for Game of the Year in 2026, and so wanting to make this video has been a thing on the back of my mind for 5 years now, and the script has been something that's constantly been like revised and trimmed up until now. When it came to the delay, like why did I not just release a video, you know, like January, February, March of 2022, it's simply because of change in priorities from then to now. Making that Celeste video took a lot of time, and I wasn't very familiar with the process of video editing, and I had to focus on exams, like A-level equivalent. I did IB to get me through to university, and then at university I was focusing on my studies, and then I had to focus on a job alongside my studies, and now I've quit that job and I've graduated and I've come back home and I've like picked it back up. And looking back at that original script, I had to make a lot of changes, but yeah, that explains the delay. Anyway, to focus on the changes, obviously, I could no longer look to make that video to capitalize off of Psychonauts 2 getting a Game of the Year nomination, and so the new priority when I first looked at the scripts I had was to focus on like why is this game relevant, and what angle do I take that's relevant now. Eventually I found that kind of psychology angle and the kind of government's and law's relationship with mental health and mental health care. And playing through the game again, I thought that was particularly relevant to how I thought about it. So that focus really worked and allowed me a new angle to kind of hone in on, as well as just having to trim this script that I originally wrote to be 9,000 words, and the final video that hopefully you've seen watching this was like 5,000 words, I think. But yeah, when I first wrote that script, I was a big fan of those long, like 10-hour type YouTube videos where it'll be like someone would just talk through a game, and I no longer really like those. I think that they rarely justify themselves as an experience worth watching compared to just playing the game and thinking about the game instead of hearing someone else think about it for you but not even go much into their own personal thoughts. So trimming down the scripts was a kind of necessity with my new taste 5 years on after university and whatever, because I wanted to have a perspective and a level of like research and an angle that justified watching my video over just like playing it. And I'm hoping what I've made now is something that you can play the game and watch the video and feel like both are worthwhile experiences. Obviously not equal experiences, I'm not like stupid, right? But hopefully there's something more valuable in this trimmed down script. And also the move away from focusing on the Game Awards felt like it was a helpful moment for me, because it kind of made me realize that I don't want to create writing that is rooted in just a single moment in time, unless it's specifically journalistic writing, which obviously is a completely different ballpark with how you write. But the focus on mental health and stuff kind of gives the video a better sense of timelessness that I'm quite happy with. But yeah, I do think some remnants exist left from that 9,000 word script, and it's probably quite a weird watch to some degree. But I don't want to go too much into the problems I take with that video, because I've been advised that if I think the video is like mid or has problems or anything, I can identify those and work on them in my next project. But if I tell you those problems, then anything you might like about the video might change, and it's not really helpful for me to push your perspective either which way. Like, I'm definitely going to be more critical of myself than any one of you watching would be, probably. So yeah, this video, despite calling the video mid, I'm not actually gonna go into why liberating a fever dream like is like not as great as I want it to be. I'm not going to focus on that. But yeah, there's definitely remnants from that 9,000 word script in the 5,000 word one. Something that's not a remnant and a complete transition over, which you might be able to figure out was the case from watching this, is that the segment on lungfish was basically just like a patting myself on the back. Something I want to kind of focus on now to close this little pointless ramble is that publishing this video has been a really surreal moment for me to cap off 5 years. This video is in liberating a fever dream, not this little side one now. But kind of capping it off, I wanted to give myself a little pat on the back and kind of pad out that word count again, because I trimmed so much of it off, and then I threw my degree in there with the lungfish segment, because, you know, the original video would have been like an hour and a half or more, and then we came out with something that was like half an hour to 40 minutes, and I was like, sure, we can extra 5 minutes, let's talk about fish, because that's interesting and it's fun and it's stupid, and I've earned that. Publishing this video now, again, it's 5 years. I've graduated, I have seen through sixth form, my writing process has changed, my interests have changed, and it's kind of like an end of an era moment for me. And hopefully, moving on, every video I make hereafter is just going to be better and tighter and more intent, and it will not be a script I've been sitting on for 5 years. So yeah, let's make the next thing I make something better. Thank you for listening to me ramble. TTFN, that means ta-ta for now.
What have you done? He wakes!
I am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
And the sea shall run white with his rage.